Hey guys, welcome on back to the channel and thank you for clicking on the video. I appreciate it. Means a lot. Means a lot and helps a lot. So thank you so much. All right, we are continuing with Little Hope once again today. And we're in this ruined house. And the end of last episode, I threw up my two theories, my two thoughts, and I'm waiting to see. Let's go ahead and jump back into this and let's do this. She's sneaking around in the house. Alright, so we know she went upstairs. The Modern Guide to Successful Parenting by Dr. Andreas Vogel. Publishing. Modern Guide to Successful Parenting. So this is, I believe this is the house. Oh, we have something to read here. That was said at the very beginning. The father, the firehouse, Mr. Clark. So parents unhappy with their own upbringing can overcompensate. They might not want their children to feel the same as they do about their own parents. They yearn to be friends with their offspring. So parents accept theories that encourage love as the solution to conflict. This leads to the belief that if their children misbehave, they should not be angry or punish them, but instead indulge in every greater display of love. Spoiling a child in this way has grave consequences. Children become demanding and disagreeable. Parents suppress anger at their children's behavior, but cannot keep a lid on the frustration until they explode, frightening and confusing the children. The parents feel guilty and at a loss of what to do, feeding a new cycle of misbehavior. Dude, this all seems so true, and I think a lot of things that's going on nowadays. But this is so true. The problem lies with parents trying to be patient when patience is exhausted and the child needs correction. They're indecisive or irresolute when firmness is required. If no one corrects him, the child will only escalate his behavior until his provocations become so serious that his parents snap. An eruption restores peace temporarily, but there's a danger in the aftermath. Parents who feel guilty at losing their temper forget to give their children time to endure his punishment. Notice they keep saying him. Like this could relate to Andrew potentially. Instead, they attempt to undo the correction by easing penalties. Discipline requires consistency. Both parents must hold the line against a rebellious child, and punishments follow through. Should one parent relax their discipline because of laziness or guilt, they leave an opening for a naughty child to exploit. Although all this could be very related to Mary, of course. Setting limits. Parents must set limits, and indeed a child prefers his parents to be firm, provided they are also fair. This is essential training in getting on with other people. Without it, the child believes the world will conform to their demands and tantrums. Bang, 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 welcome to 2020. Such spoiled children are often shocked by the real world and cannot cope in an environment that doesn't indulge their whims. They face becoming unpopular or learning the hard way how to socialize with others. Oh. I just realized something. Andrew said when he walked in here something didn't feel right. We saw this back here. The swing, which Taylor talked about being her house. So that's why I said I believe this is Taylor's house. Taylor obviously was, well, I didn't think she looked like Tanya, but must be Tanya. This is the house that caught fire. Hence the book. Andrew feeling something weird about this place. The tire out back. This does kind of look like it's burnt. Wait, what? All right, was there something else over here? Thought I saw... No, it must have just been a reflection. All right, how are we getting over there, though? Oh. James and Anne. November 4th, 1948. If this is the parents... If this is the parents looking like parent age in 1948...
You're gonna want to see this.
Yep. And that kind of looks like John.
Is this for real? Angela and I were married.
Yep. And Andrew is your child. Is your son. They all... So this is the family. This is the family going through... So, alright, how do we get through here, though? I see this little... We can't do anything there. So is the family just caught in purgatory? But this goes all the way back to the 1600s, so this cannot just be from the fire. Cannot do anything there. We have not looked out here yet. Wait, why did it disappear? I'm not sure what that is. I'm assuming that relates to something beginning of the game. Although I'm not sure. Uh-oh. John's demon is back. Did we look at this?
They don't notice me at all. They don't care.
So, authority figure. Oh, the bearings. John is the authority figure. Here's an authority figure. Scolding a child with a dowel. And with the black, you make it, it feels like that's probably something religious, right? Once again, we've come across that. We've seen that similar picture before. Oop. Yeah, this is definitely their house. Oh, there's a key there. What's the secret? The remains of an old grandfather clock. An old key is hidden inside. Yeah, can we not take the key? We'll catch up with those in a bit. Can we not take the key? Evidently not. I do not remember the grandfather clock at the beginning of the game. Letter from Rev Carson, September of 71. So this would be a year before the fire. Dear Anne, thank you for your letter. And Anne, so it's A again. So Anne, Angela, Amy. Thank you for your letter regarding Megan, Mary, and what's the third one's name? I can't think of it right now. All right. I understand your concerns and assure you that your daughter's rebellious behavior is not unusual. I've helped parents with similar issues and would be happy to help with Megan's moral guidance. Hebrews 12:11 says that all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. Please see me after the service on Sunday so we can arrange time for some personal instruction. Rev Carson. All right, now that we're in this house... Damn it, man. Now that we're in this house, I am starting to begin to think that it is just straight up Mary's an evil child. But it just seems too convenient. I'm assuming we back away, we're going to see another demon. Is that what's going to happen here? Yep, there's Daniel's demon. Oh, they're enclosing on the house, but we still do not know Andrew's demon. Although Andrew did not die in the fire. Everyone else has died in the fire. So maybe that's why Andrew doesn't have one, because he did not die in the fire? Alright, Mary went up the stairs. Can we not go in here? No, we cannot. Alright, we're going up. Let's do this, boys.
What's that?
Most likely the girl up there. We need to find her. She's in here. Stay here.
Hey, Bigfoot, mind the goddamn vinyl, will ya?
He's gonna start
It's a trick.
he's gonna start remembering things, isn't he? Let's say that's a weapon.
To confess all to the judge.
No, wait.
You protect me. You must.
Wait, this isn't right. No way.
I assure all gathered here today that our town will be free of the devil's grasp. Together, by God's grace, little hope will prevail. My word on it.
This court is hastily convened, but with good reason. If we are to finally rid ourselves of the evil which has infested Little Hope, then we must act today. I accuse you, Mary, of witchcraft. What say you, Reverend?
The evidence, as discovered through my investigation, is beyond question. Mary uses her puppet as a familiar to summon and serve the devil.
We have been deceived by a child, by her guise of innocence. This puppet was mistakenly used to denounce Tabitha, but it has always belonged to Mary and Mary alone. She allowed her own kin to be executed as she watched in silence.
That is not so. Liar!
Now this tainted child, this creature of Satan, has the marrow to accuse me, a man of God, of wrongdoing.
This is crazy. These people have lost it.
It was never my intention to bring harm to this town or its people. Can you not help me?
What can I do? If I could do something to stop this, I would, but...
Now in her hour of greatest need,
I don't
this
see
child
how.
of the damned pleads once more for the
Wait.
devil's help.
I beg the court's indulgence. Please guide me at this time.
This
Seek
belongs
your
to
counsel.
Mary and Mary alone, and it is the devil's instrument.
Oh, I think it is Carver.
We have to stop this. The only madness is right here in this court. Carver, he's the evil one. We have been swayed by malice. The truth hidden from us, but not by Mary. Reverend Carver is the one urging us to believe in the devil.
Be silent.
This is all
You'll
his
not deceive
doing.
us any longer. Your true purpose is plain to see. I will see this town purged of all evil.
He knows what he's talking about. Carver is the guilty one here.
What must I do to bring Little Hope back into the light? I fear the Reverend and what he is capable of.
Is it the doll?
You have to stop Carver. It's him, don't you get it? He's condemning Mary to take the heat off himself. I know what must be done here.
So I wonder if the same actors did voicing for both characters.
Be still. What is the meaning of this outrage?
What I have just learned sickens me to my core. There are serious questions which must be asked of you. How can a man of God conduct himself in such a way? Mary, your suffering is at an end. You are free to leave.
That's the Bible with the occult in it.
Misled by a child! Do you not see what she is? The truth stares at you from the depths of hell, yet you see nothing! The devil's daughter has deceived you all. Not me. I see her. I see her! Satan's whore! You will pay heavily for your crimes. I was one of the first to fall under your spell. Now all of Little Hope is mesmerized by you.
I have not the words. Without you, I would be dead. You saved me. I shall remember you all my days.
All her days. And of course we've seen Carver being...
But I didn't save you.
Oh. Because of the fire? I think the bus driver is another version of Carver. Because he had another book about the occult.
You pulled one out there, man. Nailed the priest, got the kid off the hook. Good job. We should go.
Tell me what happened. You see the girl, Mary?
We're all done. Good to go. All thanks to my man Andrew here.
Seems a little too easy, though. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, let's get this. Let's get this. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what this is about. Crap. Damn it, man. So is this our demon seeing us? Or seeing each of the characters? Well, I wasn't expecting any of this, that's for damn sure. Are all these demons Andrew's demons? Or these are, because he's the only one who survived, so these are his family members. These are his demons dealing with what he feels guilty for surviving. And even though he didn't start the fire, technically, he lit the stove. He's guilty. He's feeling guilty for all this. And blaming himself. There's Vince. I'm assuming
be here. Leave me alone, will ya? I've lost everything.
You've lost everything? Are you kidding me?
Just get out of here. Go away.
You should have stayed away.
Yep, there
I'll
you go.
never forget or forgive you for what you did. There he is! There's a fucking killer!
That's Isaac.
You mean Angela? That was an accident. I thought she was one of those things.
You seem a little confused.
Oh shit, man. That's the bus driver. Andrew's the bus driver. He's a psychopath. What's up with that? It's from the fire.
We're diverting all traffic through Little Hope. You okay, buddy? You seem a little confused.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want to get these folks to where they need to be.
I didn't think there was anybody in the bus.
I doubt a short delay will trouble him too much.
I said that at the very beginning. I didn't think anybody was in the bus.
Can everyone just shut up? This isn't helping us find help or getting us out of here.
Yeah, multiple personalities, but well, not technically. He's hearing voices. This is all in his head.
Hi there. How you doing? Excuse me, but we're looking for our bus driver.
What?
Have you seen him?
Yeah, that's funny. Sounds like you could use a drink.
Better not, thanks. I need to keep a clear head.
That's what John said.
Anything you can do to help us would be greatly appreciated.
So it is multiple personalities.
Us.
That's why he thought he shot at
You
him.
motherfucker, you! You take a goddamn shot at me? Quit hiding in there!
Hey, cool it. I was trying to help. Didn't you see that thing?
What are you talking about? Ain't nothing out here. Hey! They're coming.
I don't think he gets how bad a mess we're in.
There's like, see that that ad for the bus driver. That company's on his shoulder there. The patch. Trophy named Forgiveness and Strength from Within.
That's it. Game over. You're done. For now, at least. You could always try again, see if you can get a different result. That's the problem with demons. If you don't lay them to rest, they will haunt you forever. Not a very happy ending. Or maybe it is. Depends on what makes you happy, really. And you eventually found him. The bus driver. Maybe he can now put the past behind him. Till we meet again. Maybe in the South Pacific, or the Arabian Desert, or somewhere else. But we will meet again. at least one more time.
So it was his own demons within him, multiple personalities. Obviously, I didn't guess that till we started seeing that. But even the demons within him, his regret not being able to live with it, I guessed it, but it was at the very end and so late. It's not like I really guessed that early, or it's nothing I would claim to say. Hey, I knew exactly what's going on because it's the very end. Oh, interesting. The music's not playing. All right, I like that. That's cool. So I can actually talk here and not have to worry about the music if it's too loud or not. So, yeah, man. Wow, this is part 2 of 8 of the Dark Pictures series, if you want to call it, I guess. Supposedly there's supposed to be 8. The first one I liked a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. Man of Medan was a great game. If you have not played it, I would recommend going and playing that game and then coming and playing this. Although they're not related, so you don't have to. The story does not cross over. But it was a very good game. I liked it a lot. But this one took it up a notch. 100% it took it up a notch. The story was so much more in depth. There was a lot more to it, and the first one, I didn't have all these theories bouncing around in my head like I did with this. And like I said, it was kind of starting to drive me nuts a little bit, man. After the last session, I kind of had a headache a little bit, just trying to think of all this, trying to work it through and figure out what's going on. But yeah, so that explains. So the one thing leading up that I did say multiple times, a few episodes leading up to the end, that would relate to Andrew it's all being in Andrew's head, was the fact that Andrew did not have his own personal demon that we saw, right? Everyone else had their own personal demons, but Andrew did not. So what I'm interested to find out is, I'm assuming you can have everyone live, and if you do, how does that change the ending in this? That would be very interesting, because that's what this game is all about. It is all about the possibility of if you make the right choices, everyone gets to live. If you do not, then they do not. So I'm very curious to figure out how that is. I'll have to watch some other YouTubers to see how they play it out and see what happens. But man, for me, this is a must-buy, a must-play, a great game. I'd recommend it to everybody and anybody, 100%. There were a few things. So again, not every game is perfect. There were a few things that every once in a while something would pop up in a scene, or the way a scene played out, or the way a scene was kind of organized, or something like that. It was kind of weird, and it kind of took you out of the immersion. But not a major complaint. And I think partly maybe some of that has to do with your decisions, and different decisions mean different things are loaded in at different parts of the story will be loaded in at different times, and maybe some parts don't even get loaded in at all. I know based on your actions, there's some parts, some scenes you don't even get to see or play. So that could be part of it. But overall, great game. I don't know. I can't think of too much more else to talk about related to it, but I loved it. Cannot wait for the next one. It's supposed to be in 2021, and I'm assuming it's going to be in the fall. It would make sense to bring these games out around Halloween time, although it's not a true horror type game like some of the other ones. It does have a horror vibe and obviously a drama, suspense vibe going with it, so it would make sense if that would be the case. And if so, sign me up, man. Sign me up. I'll be playing the remaining 6. I will definitely be doing that for sure. So, all right, guys. That's all I had. Thank you, as always, though. I mean, seriously, let me take a second to thank you, because I do want to thank you guys for the support. And like I always say, any support, no matter how small or how large, is greatly appreciated. It's extremely motivating, and it's a lot of fun, man. I do appreciate it all. Whether it's just a simple watching of the video, or if it's a like, if it's making a comment, If it leads you to subscribing to the channel or joining the Patreon, anything at all, it's extremely helpful and appreciative. So I do thank you so much. I am going to let this play out. So everyone who had a part in creating this great fun game gets their due. So with that being said, thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing to the channel. And until next time, until the next video game series that we start, kind of struggle with that one a little bit for some reason, till the next game we begin playing, be safe and have fun. Thank you, guys.
You believe in God?
Absolutely not.
We'll start believing. We are under attack by... I don't know what. You wouldn't believe me even if I tried. Hell, I don't believe it and I was there.
In Sumerian myth, they say the souls of the dead went deep underground to the House of Ashes, where they lived on dust, plagued by the demons of the underworld.
That is the girl that we saw during the game that fell that I mentioned had the earpiece. That's that girl. That was an Easter egg for the next game. That's kind of cool. I'm just racking up some trophies right now. Fate worse than death. There was one or two others also. I didn't mention them. Holy Toledo!